Hey everyone, welcome to Easy Update. I am checking out the Forgotten City. I'm wearing the same outfit I had last week because it's the same day, because I'm on vacation. So I'm recording this ahead of time. I'm curious about this game. Hey, this is future Isla from the end of the video. There's a lot of talking in this, so I didn't really know of a great way to cut it down. Plus, like, exploring and the mystery is cool, so I've decided to just like leave it as an hour-long like gameplay segment. So yeah, it'll be longer than usual videos, but if you like this kind of game, I think that you might enjoy the look at it. It's a cool game. So yeah, look forward to it. Okay, enjoy. Apparently it's got twists and turns. We're not going to spoil anything.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So,
Do I know this voice actor?
Wanna tell me who you are?
Select my body type. I guess that one's the girl. Pale.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Idea. I was
Really?
on a covert mission.
You're a soldier?
Whoops. I should have read what it said underneath.
Oh, was it a black op? Are you a soldier of fortune? You know
Shit.
what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know. But
Erica, is
this
that
should
you?
be a piece of cake for someone like you. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Sounds good to me. Mind if I ask some questions
of course.
first?
Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy.
I'm trying to look up who this is.
What do you want to know?
Who's your voice actor?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an... Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
She won't say her name?
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen. Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems, like finding Al. Great.
Oh shit.
So you're ready to go look for
Well,
Al?
I clicked that's it. Alright, let's go.
Thank
I'm in.
you. The entrance is just past those columns behind.
Whoa! Let's go ahead and turn off. I know that you guys don't like motion blur. I don't really like it either. Whoa. The flashlight is in the gun. You only have 10 bullets? In the whole game? Cool. Lower light. Ooh, a backpack. Full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Seems strange that he left it behind. Okay, alright. Leave item, I suppose. Got any secrets back here? No. A note.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads.
Whoa. I was hoping it would keep going when I left, but it didn't. Am I a Tomb Raider?
It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Al Worth. Everyone got Midased. Mid-strike. I'm hearing like knives or blades or... Somebody... I don't speak Greek or whatever. Cool. Use F5 to quick save. Okay. What is this game like? It's telling me to quick save? Yeah, these people are all afraid of something. Oh. I knocked him over. Sorry, guy. Wonder if I could, like, shoot some of these. Are they moving when I'm not? Oh my god. They are, dude. He's moving to look at me, dude! Oh my god, that's creepy! Oh, that's so creepy! That's what that sound was! They're moving to look at me! Ugh. Only when you don't look. Oh, that's so creepy. But it's only certain ones? Okay, I know I only have 10 bullets. Well, now I have 9. Percussive gun blast. Mia Divua. Oh my god. Oh, he's wearing modern shit. That's Al, dude. 8. I gotta take it easy. How's this possible? Al, you okay, dude? You got
Whoever
Midas.
reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. and worse.
Tablet. Where?
But you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Well, shoot. Here we go. Whoa! Tab to check your quest journal and inventory. Photo mode? Alright. A great circular portal between two women. But, oh, it's a human being. Chris Pine.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind
Salve.
telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Lilia. I've just come from the future. That seems, risky.
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine? No idea what you're talking about.
Now he's gonna think I'm
wait.
loco.
Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
What kind
Not
of freaky law do they
laws,
have?
law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. Follow
Lead
me.
the way,
When I first
Galerius.
arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see,
Oh,
we've got
auto
a nice
follow.
little community
Slash
now.
follow.
Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you
called-
going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is
She
our
seemed
farm,
fun to me.
where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the Forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy.
Thanks,
Greetings,
Galerius.
citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Seems rough. Alright, nobody else here. Oh. Magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the
Unlike
posture
some
of a soldier,
other Robin
though
Hoods.
I've not seen that in a woman before. You must be of the Amazonian people. I pray to Mars your skill set won't be necessary here, but time will tell. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months.
7 months, okay.
22 complete strangers brought together by the
23
fates,
before.
living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Nor could I until I came here.
This
But
guy
the
doesn't
reason
seem
for
to be on
this-
the up and up.
This miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die.
Whoa.
You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it
Cool
seems
premise.
that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
So it's like a time thing. These questions will be available.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I don't know if I want to anger this guy.
I'm glad
I'll
you
just play
agree.
it cool with this
The key
dude.
things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us?
A
Of
gold.
this city?
You're all gold, baby.
I have imagined it, our downfall 1,000 times, but it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to
This is
recite
cool.
a
It's like a
prayer,
mystery.
and
I
of
gotta
course, as
figure
with all
out-
rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future? I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot. Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Maybe this guy's all right.
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you, I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people? I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen. You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her. Indeed.
Awesome.
If I understand Prosperna's ritual correctly, that problem should... If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Maybe.
Ah, good. So, are you
Create a
with me?
time paradox.
Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it will win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless,
Nice.
of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Cool setup, dude. This is a cool
and one
setup.
last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. It seems like something's not right.
Shrine of Apollo, dude. Quest tracking. Dying gas.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you were trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I was stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe, eh?
Why
he
do I
lost
get
his
the feeling
daughter.
You lot had something to do with Centilla's disappearance.
That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did something to that poor sweet girl, not even the Golden Rule is gonna protect you. Got it?
As if I'll be afraid of you, little man.
Okay, maybe that's why he said 22. Whoa.
Isn't the great temple majestic? A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually,
What's your
however,
story?
you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change. You really don't know? You are from far away, aren't you? I am one of the priestesses, charged with keeping the sacred flame in Rome's shrine of Vesta burning. I take it you know who Vesta is the mother goddess of hearth and home, and the guardian of the Roman people. You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you. You do? Well then, have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns. I know. don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you, too. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working, and became
Is she from the
despondent.
future?
Started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest.
Okay. So there are a bunch of other golden people here, so that means like it's happened before, right?
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. No, now it's fine. I can't afford. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this, and I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the Golden Rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now
Extortion,
I never
yeah,
know
you
who
can
poisoned
extort
her,
people,
or how they
'cause it's not
managed to do it
technically
without
illegal
breaking the Golden Rule,
in that
or
way.
why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Yeah, how could someone kill her with that?
Well,
Maybe she
unless
just
you
got
have the
bit by
power
a
to bring
snake.
someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the Golden Rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
True. Why are you working out of a shrine?
This shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
I like Lucretia. Which makes me assume that she's behind everything. Anyone I like is probably like... It's probably a... I don't trust anyone. The bread recipe is the secret behind everything. This game seems like you gotta really dive in.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. Alright. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess you
don't
realise
like
what
this
was
guy
happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift
black
motion,
eyes.
she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber. No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
So I wonder if everyone here is like kind of a shitty person. And that's the trick.
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims some people here are a little shady for my luck. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save...
5 years.
Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget? It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Certainly. Very well.
I want to talk to that lady in the bar. Oh my god, I can go down here?
Salve. Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now. Well, it's a long one, and I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle.
Hilarious.
There were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome, to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again.
So it's interesting that we started as being dragged out of a river too.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away, sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Interesting. Seems too easy, though.
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life. All right. See you around.
Played by the city's goose. I can't take them. That's theft. They've got magic butterflies around them. Maybe the goose eggs will become important. She asked why I was here. Cool flower. Oh, I still have my gun. I could just shoot someone and see what happens. Yo, money. Ew. Ew. That's the first woman I've noticed looking at me. Creep City, man. Stocking up on wine left and right. These guys are all moving. Where am I, dude? Yes. Oh, what? The butterflies are my god. They're that lady. Oh, I have to steal. So I'm gonna start doing all the... If only they could support my weight. What are you trying to say, game? Oh, maybe if I chose a different character path, like past, it would have... I would weigh less? If I didn't accidentally choose soldier? Alright, where was that staircase? There's a lot to this. Oh my god. They're really messing with this guy. I'm gonna have 1,000 dineros in no time at all. Fall damage? Ah! Ooh, yep. Whoa, she doesn't want me going in there. Whoa, there's a skeleton in there. Move, lady. No, I can't move her. Sometimes I can move the other guys. Terrifying. They're all still aware. What are you, twins? Triplets? My friend wants me to look at this. I saw that thing for a second. Oh, I'm too big to climb the vines? Opus killed Scintilla. That's the magistrate's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. This place is huge.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
If I die and go to Tartarus because they say I've been bad?
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
Huh. So many mysteries. I did not do it. Dooley. I bet Dooley did it. Where's that bloody bar? Sure, man. Follow the magistrate?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Which one of you idiots?
Whoa. Whoa, dude, the golden rule is real! The golden rule is real! Ah! Ah! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ah! Oh, there's the bar. Oh, shit! Well, the golden rule is real. looper. But now the question is, yes. So I can take items back through my...
Salve, friend. I don't think... Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Works with...
Device? Oh, zipline handlebar! Alright, I saw
Just
some
attach the
ziplines.
pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned it, but don't worry, it's... Alright.
Thanks, Galerius. Alright, this game is neat as hell. I'm looking forward to trying to figure out the mysteries. But yeah, that's kind of the first
Don't you just
little
love
hour.
springtime?
I do, Galerius. I do. Sorry, let me get out of your way, bud. A lot of mysteries. I look forward to, you have to like interview everyone and put it all together. It's sort of like Obra Dinn in that sense. Yeah, seems like if you like timey-wimey, loopy mysteries, this is a good one. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week. Good night and good game.